Hi, everybody. I have something. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I've got to calm myself down. I'm so excited to share this with you. I don't know if I've done like an official straight up haul video. This may be my one and only one. I know I've shared some favorite things and some other things that I bought in the past, but okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me backtrack a little bit. And I'm going to give you a brief history. I live in a smaller metropolitan area. I've got like 1 million people or so here. And so I know that I'm fortunate that I have a lot of the craft stores and I can buy most of the things that I'm looking for here. And then what I can't find, I can usually find online, right? However, there are just some things you just can never find. And so I have found Nirvana. I really, really have it. And oh my goodness. Okay. Let me give you another little background. I was fortunate and I just came back from San Francisco. I was on a trip there. And like true planner girls, I'm sure many of you do this as well. If you're going somewhere, you're like, okay, you start thinking, I wonder what kind of stores they have. And we're not talking about Rodeo Drive kind of stores, right? We're looking for pens and paper here, right, people? So that's what I did. And I had a list. And of course, I'm like, if I've got some time, this is straight where I'm going. And so that's exactly what happened. And so I'm going through my list, and this is the normal list of like, Moleskine. I don't have those kinds of stores here. So Moleskine, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, the other stationery stores. And then of course, your normal Japanese stores like Kinokuniya and Daiso, which if you're not familiar, is it's a Japanese dollar store, but they do have a lot of really cool stuff that our dollar stores don't have. Anyway, I went to all of those stores and I wasn't really having a great time. I mean, I maybe found like 2 things out of all the other stores that I was looking for. And then brace yourselves, everybody. I discovered Maido. Holy cow. The clouds opened and they parted, the skies opened up, the sun shone through. I mean, really, I was almost tearing up, and I'm only half kidding about that. You know you're in the right place when in the window they have fountain pen ink. And I took one look at that store, and I'm not even kidding. I looked at my husband because I was, of course, traveling with him. And I said, you might want to find a place to sit down because I'm going to be here a while. And that was so true. It's just this little store that is probably 3 aisles long, and it's just like this little gift card and gift shop size of store. I was in there for an hour, because they had every single brand that I love. If you watch my videos, you know kind of what I like, which is more like the Japanese style of supplies, the pens and the fountain pens, paper, they're kind of like transparent stickers, all that kind of stuff. They had it all in one place. I could hardly stand it. I mean, oh my goodness. Yeah, I've been home for a little while now. I'm still kind of blown away. So I'm going to just make a blanket statement here and say every time I travel from here on out, when I go to a larger city, I'm only going to be shopping at Maido. I mean, I found my people. They had every single brand that I love, and I can't even name them all, but like the Stalages, they have some Hobonichi stuff. This particular location didn't. After I left, I found out that they had several other locations, and if I had known that, I would have gone to all, I think 3 of them is what they had. But anyway, I exercised great restraint, but this is what I bought. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, I'm still so happy. I'm actually going to save this till later because that's my favorite thing. Okay, so I had a lot of things in my cart, and I probably put about half of them back. So I was proud of myself, but at the same time, I'm like, I should have just bought everything because who knows when I'm ever going to get there again. Anyway, I ended up picking up 2 of the Midori notebooks. Now, I've known about Midori notebooks for a really, really long time, and I think this is a case for me of you really don't know if you're going to like something until you hold it in your hands and touch it and just kind of get a feel for it and look at it. Because I've known about, like I said, I've known about these for a long time, and I've just been like hemming and hawing about ordering these, but I finally did. I'm really glad because I got my hands on it and was able to say like, absolutely, yes, I'm going to like these. So this is an A6 size, and then this size is, they don't have the sizes on here. I believe this is really close to a personal size, or what they call the Bible size, which actually I'm going to show you this paper right now because it's just a little bit wider than these Bible notebook paper inserts that I got, which is, they call it Bible, but it's personal size. But anyway, I just grabbed 2 of those. Really, really love them. If I'm going to open one really quick, they do come with a little stickers that you can label your notebook. It has this vellum on it, tracing paper, and here's your little stickers, so you can just label that. So that's kind of cute. But here's what I really loved about it. They've got this, it's grid. I believe it's a 5x5, which is probably about the biggest that I would go. But it's got, I don't know if it's green or blue. I'm going to say it's blue, more like a blue, but it's really a faint grid. And I really, really, really like this paper. I've used the Midori inserts before in my traveler's notebook, and I know that I like the paper. So I got both of those. And then I got, let me do the inserts right here. So here's another couple of brands that I really love. This is Reimei, if you've not heard of that brand, but that's another. We all know that the Japanese, that's where it's at. They've got it going on. So this, I needed some colored paper, and this, as you can see, this was only $4.95, which I think the Filofax paper is more like $10 for something like this. So I like that. And here's the, let me see what it says for the millimeters, 6.5 millimeters. There we go, 6.5 millimeter lines, which again, perfect for me because I have smaller handwriting. And then this is another one. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but that's the name of it right there. And this is the brand, which is Maruman. I'm sorry, I'm probably slaughtering that name, but here's some inserts. Now this actually, as you can see with the holes, they have their own binder system, but I think with the holes, this should fit into my A5 because this is an A5 size. And again, here's the awesome grid on that because I was out of grid paper and I don't like to cut stuff down. I'm lazy and I like it to look professional. So then of course, Rhodia. Now I have a hard time in my area finding Rhodia paper, but I can order it, you know, from either Jet Pens or something like Goulet Pens. But the Rhodia paper, now I have another one that's blank paper. I bought it blank. That's a mistake. So I actually haven't used my other Rhodia pad because of that. Rhodia, I kind of have mixed feelings about this. The paper itself, of course, is awesome, but I don't like how they always have the top binding, whether it's a spiral or just the staple right here. And I know you're supposed to be able to like bend this over and, you know, fine, and it's perforated, you know, it's just really, I just really have a problem with the covers on it. I don't have a problem with the paper, but anyway, I bought this because I wanted to actually try out the Rhodia paper for real. And I love this grid. This is actually a smaller grid, which I prefer that. Actually, those look about the same, but it's probably about 6x6 or 5.5, something like that. But anyway, I've got this because like I said, I can't really find this in my area, and I just happen to be there. And sometimes when I'm looking online, you really have to pay attention with, because like I said, I ordered a blank one and I didn't want that. And this was actually, I thought, pretty cheap. This was only $6.50 for this pad. So that was really, really great. Okay. And then the last thing I bought was, as you can see, this Mikel Reus brand, which you can find at Target, but you can't find this, and that's stone paper. I have been wanting to try stone paper for a long, long time. I actually had this back when Target did sell it. I bought it, and I don't know why, but the cashier kind of got involved with my purchase, and she's like, oh, that paper is terrible. It ruins every single one of your pens. And so she kind of like freaked me out, and I ended up not buying it, and I kind of kicked myself afterwards because, of course, they stopped carrying it. So ever since then, I've really wanted to try stone paper. It literally is made out of stones, crushed stones. So it really appeals to me because it doesn't use any trees or water or bleach, which I'm kind of a environmentalist kind of a person. So that really appeals to me. It's 100% recycled. It is expensive. This was $11, which, you know, you can get any cheap notebook, like, you know, obviously, you know, nice paper like Rhodia is cheaper than this, but I really wanted to try it, and I haven't been able to find it online. And then, let's be honest, I'm a color girl and I'm a sucker for stripes as well, so I could not pass this one up. So that's why I bought this one. This paper, it actually does have a really, really different feel to it. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's extremely smooth. It does have perforations right here if you want to take it out, but this is made for kind of like the field notes, where it's kind of waterproof and very, very durable. Like if you're out hiking or something, you're supposed to take one of these notebooks. And I haven't done a pen test on this yet, but it's, for me, back to the paper, it feels like it's not going to rip. Like I know it's going to rip at the perforation, but I think everything else, I don't know, I'm going to have to do a review on this later, but it really just does have a different feel to it. So anyway, that's the notebooks. And like I said, I feel like I exercised tremendous amount of restraint because there were so many other amazing things there. And so many pens, as I'll show you in just a minute. I did not buy any pens or fountain ink or anything. There were so many things that I could have bought. However, I did crack on this one. This is, as you can see, a compact pen case. This was probably, shockingly, my most expensive purchase. This was $18, which I think is unbelievably expensive. If you have seen any of my other pen videos, you know I have a lot of pen cases. I mean, let's be honest, because I've got a lot of pens, but I'm very, very particular about my pen cases, and that's why I justified this particular one, because I've never seen anything like this. This is one of my favorite brands, which is the Lihit Lab, L-I-H-I-T. And I have never seen anything like this, even on JetPens or Amazon. And I'm going to show you, and I'll probably end up doing a setup video on this later, but this is my all-time favorite pen case, and it still is. As you can see, I've got all my fountain pens and stuff in here. And this is very, as you can see, I love it because it fits in the hand and it's very, very durable. And this is why I wanted this. I wanted something that I could take in my purse or my bag when I travel, because that's one of the holes that I have right now. I do have other pen cases, like I said, but I just don't like the way that they're set up. I'm very particular. I like things in order. I like them categorized. I don't like to look through a pen case and kind of like rifle through to find a pen. So this one's set up for that. So you can see the difference here on how thin it is and the size. It's pretty much about the same width. I would say it's about, well, actually it might be an inch narrower than this one, and probably an inch and a half or so on the height. So like I said, I just could not pass this up because it's set up beautifully for a travel pen case. They call it the compact pen case. I did try to find this online, and I have not been able to do that. I've looked everywhere for something like this, just because if I find something that I like, I really want to be able to share the source, because I get frustrated when I'm looking at videos like this and I'm like, that's exactly what I want. I know that's going to work for me, so how do I get it? And if I can't find it, I get frustrated. So I apologize for that, but I do know they have these at Maido for sure, and they had a whole bunch of other ones. Again, I exercised a tremendous amount of restraint because I could have justified at least 4 or 5 more pen cases because I just love them. So red, if you're unfamiliar, red is one of my favorite colors. So here's the brand. That's how you spell it. Lihit, L-I-H-I-T, Lab. And that's how it's set up. I'll show you in just a second, but it's got a place for a memo pad, eraser. I'd probably put Post-its or something in there. And if you want to put like a thumb drive, and then it's got space for about 6 pens. So there you go. So smart fit, compact pen case, but like I said, I have not been able to find it. So, oh yeah, I bought some stickers. We'll get to that in a second. But so I was just holding them in there. So as you can see, it's just beautiful. It's got a nice terry cloth felt. I don't know what, it's not felt. It's probably more like velour kind of a thing. I don't know what you call that. But this is where you'd put the pens, and it's protected. It's a little bit padded, and then just some stuff down here and 2 mesh pockets. So that's all I need. Very, very streamlined and slim, and that's what I was looking for. And then last but not least, I could not, oh gosh, this is the first thing. And if you saw my Instagram picture, I actually was so stunned by all of the wonderful, beautiful products and the brands that they had. I should have taken more pictures, but I didn't. So this is one of the first things I saw after the pen case wall. Holy cow. Then I saw the sticker wall, and so I got these Midori writing stickers, markers is what they call them. But the houses I love. I already have some of these, and I love them so much I bought another one. And then the hearts I'd never seen. There were a couple other shapes that I wanted, like they have little notebooks that I wanted, but they were out. So that was, again, I would have gone to different locations had I known. And then again, This is the Midori brand. And these, I have all the other collection that I had gotten from Jet Pens, and then they had new shapes. So mustaches, you guys, frankly, I don't need these, but this is one of the few things I love to have the whole collection. So I'm probably going to use this for like my husband's schedule. And then raindrops, I probably should have picked up another one of these because I use these shapes all the time. Little flowers and then bow ties, which again, those are the shapes that I haven't seen. They have like other ones like speech bubbles, circles. I mean, that's their normal ones that you can get on Jet Pens. But anyway, I just thought I'd share. I am just, oh my gosh, I am completely in love. I'm hoping to go travel again, and I don't want to travel. I just want to go to Maido. Anyway, hope that you have enjoyed this. Go to Maido. If you live in a city that has a Maido, oh my goodness, you are so lucky. So anyway, talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.